Yes guys, welcome back to another video. Welcome to GBFC 2. Don't know why, there is a patch on my wall there, but I've just noticed that for the first time anyway. Welcome back to GBFC 2. If you're new around here, make sure you're subscribed. We have got Manchester City in a Champions League final to talk about today. RIYAD Mahrez scores twice in the second leg. That's 3 goals, which is the difference between Manchester City and Paris Saint-Germain making the Champions League final. Many people have said over the years that Pep Guardiola's career at Manchester City, as successful as it's been because of the trophies that he's won, the Champions League, the same as it was for Chelsea before 2012. It's the holy grail. It's the thing that the owners have invested all of that money for, to win this trophy. I know that there's the big argument, which is obviously a little bit ironic right now, that the reason the owners are there is to convert their billions into more billions, but in terms of footballing owners wanting to see their team win trophies, which is of course the goal, this is the big one. Manchester City have been waiting for this. They've been trying a long time for this moment. They've got close. I was there in a semi-final in the Bernabeu when Real Madrid won the game, I think 1-0, and Manchester City didn't quite make it, but they did dominate the majority of that match, if I remember correctly, being sat there in the stands with some guy smoking a cigarette and flicking ash down my neck the whole flipping time with my t-shirt on. But Manchester City, credit to them. Congratulations. You're in the Champions League final. I've made it absolutely no secret that I'm not the biggest fan of Man City. You know, I've been to the Etihad a few times. Don't like the stadium. In terms of, I always base away teams that come to Stamford Bridge and their support, and I think City are kind of, considering they usually come to Stamford Bridge and get a good result, they're bang in the middle. They don't make as much noise as Newcastle, nowhere near as loud as Man United. I know that's going to offend a lot of people, but that's just how I base my opinions off of teams I like and teams I dislike. And it's also like a case of, well, Man City are one of Chelsea's big rivals. How can I really like them, if you know what I mean? But I am a football fan as much as I am a Chelsea fan, or maybe slightly more Chelsea, I'm a bit obsessed. But the fact of the matter is, City deserve this. They've been working very hard, and I think the key thing, despite RIYAD Mahrez being the match winner in this tie, I think the key to what has made this Manchester City team that much more formidable this season compared to coming second in the Premier League last year, having got close to the Champions League latter stages and then fall into teams that they should be beating, Ruben Diaz has been the man who has come in and completely revolutionised this side. We saw last night that in a goalkeeper in Ederson, they have one of the best keepers in the world, maybe at the moment the best in the world, although Edouard Mendy might have something to say about that. The pass, absolutely phenomenal. The vision that this guy has with John Stones playing in front of him, who's always been a very confident centre-back, ball-playing centre-half. But I feel as though with John Stones, he's never really fulfilled the potential that I believed that he'd had. And when Chelsea were interested in him, I really wanted us to sign him. But Ruben Diaz alongside of him, the strength, the power, the pace, everything that he has, the confidence on the ball, standing tackle, sliding tackle. Ruben Diaz, in my opinion, is one of the complete centre-backs in the game right now. He can do absolutely everything. And I think that little triangle that they have there at the back, Stones, Diaz, Ederson, I think that is what has made Manchester City that much better this season. The fact that even if they do make the odd mistake, which if you look at the first Paris Saint-Germain goal in the first leg, you could argue that it was woeful defending. But because we know the quality they have further up the field, look at RIYAD Mahrez, 3 goals in a semi-final, De Bruyne, still have Aguero for a few more matches. They've got players that can win the matches at the front and the back. And it is why, when I look at the City-PSG matchup, I just had a feeling that City were going to beat them, because I feel as though Paris Saint-Germain are very much a team who play off of the momentum of the energy of doing well, which in the French league, yes, it's more competitive this year, but they've struggled a bit more this season compared to previous years. But I feel as though because they win most games week in, week out, when they come up against a team who are so tactically well drilled and so strong as Manchester City, I feel as though as soon as it doesn't start to go their way, their entire team loses their head. And I think realistically, over the course of the 2 legs, the difference wasn't just Man City's quality, but it was the mindset. You know, Pep Guardiola, they got to an FA Cup semi-final, about to win the Premier League, Carabao Cup winners. These guys are serial winners playing under a manager who's been at the very top for so long. And I've said this before, I think it's only a matter of time before both of these two sides win a Champions League trophy. Obviously, it's not going to be PSG this year, but they brought Pochettino in to bridge that gap and get even closer than they did last year in a final. It's the semis this year, but it was inevitable that at one stage or another, with all the money that's been spent, with all the work that's been done developing City as a club, developing this team, and Guardiola said at the beginning of the season, get me Diaz. Look what's happened. He's come in, had a wonderful season. Next thing you know, they're solid at the back as well as going forward, and it's more cohesive as a unit. It's only a matter of time before City win it. And obviously now they're going to feel like they have the biggest chance. They're going to be the favourites going into that final against either Real Madrid or Chelsea. So credit to Manchester City. You know, I think last night, again, very confident performance. PSG, Mbappe over the course of 2 legs. I'm very surprised because Kylian Mbappe is not just a quality player who destroys the clubs in France in the lower ends of the table. Mbappe is a player who's scored in World Cup finals. He's won World Cups. You know, he's quality out there in his own little level at his age in terms of the next generation of big footballing talents. Completely nullified by Manchester City. Neymar looked bang average last night as well. First leg he looked good, but second leg last night, City just controlled the entire game from start to finish. And I think no matter who it is in the final, I think if we use tonight's match as like a predicting mechanism, I think City would actually rather play Real Madrid. And I know that there is so many factors to put into this, such as Real Madrid in the Champions League final. City have never been there before. You're playing against the most experienced club in the competition. But then there's Chelsea. Thomas Tuchel's Chelsea, who, even though we won the FA Cup semi-final 1-0, it could have been more. You know, it should have been more maybe. And I know it wasn't the strongest City side they could have faced, and for the Champions League final it would be absolutely top notch. But I think tactically, the way that Chelsea now set up would give City so many problems. And it is why, if Chelsea do win tonight, like, the dream is a real dream. You know, it really, really is. But anyway, going to wrap this one up here. I wanted to keep this as much City PSG orientated as possible. Didn't want to drift into the whole Chelsea thing. If you do want to see my match preview for Chelsea Real Madrid tonight, which I'm sure most of you do, link is in the description. It's also the last video over on the main channel. Thank you guys for watching. Enjoy the match tonight. And tomorrow we will sit here and discuss, hopefully, an all-English Champions League final. See you guys there.